and we're going to do the best we can in this hurricane. My family, all my grandbabies, sons and daughters, whatever happens, we're going to pull together. We're all going to stick together, and we're going to go help each other till everything's cleaned up and everything's finished. And we'll be back to normal, best we can.
Hi everyone, this is the Papa Sam radio show coming at you live at, well, I don't even know how to begin this intro, but we are here today in North Carolina getting ready for Hurricane Florence. And Papa, what are your thoughts on this hurricane?
Well, we're getting the chainsaw ready to go because we got a lot of trees in our yard and ain't no telling what's going to happen. We got our generator. Of course, we got about 4 or 5 generators because I have to get enough for the young ones too. Getting the chainsaw ready to go. And we just gonna be prepared, you know. It ain't wishing we had it. We try to have it. And we're gonna be ready for the hurricane. We're gonna get the generator in place. And of course we won't hook it up if the lights go out during the night. And we won't hook the generator up till the hurricane's gone past. We won't hook it up until we lose power, let's put it like that. But it's, you know, I ain't gonna get outside at nighttime and hook the generator up. And for that reason, you know, I'm not gonna be crazy. But we'll see what happens. It could be bad.
It seems like last year we were talking about a hurricane.
We talk about it every year.
I know. Your next question for the day is, Papa Sam, we have celebrated 4 years of radio show this past Sunday, and Papa, how's it feel to be doing radio for 4 years now?
I got used to it.
You got used to it?
Yeah.
So what do you remember most about your radio show?
What I remember most, just being with my grandbaby and talking about things that he asked me about, and I give him my opinion. And it's my opinion. It ain't his opinion. It's my opinion he's asking for. And I tell him just like it is. I don't want to try to hide nothing.
And Papa, your next question for the day is about Hurricane Florence. How bad do you think the storm is going to be? You had insight on hurricanes before.
Well, I've only been in a couple of hurricanes in Virginia and one here. The worst thing I've ever been through was Hazel. You know, Hazel was a bad puppy. I was just a little boy. They sent us home from school. And this little bitty boy, I couldn't figure out what was going on. And we were running and playing and having a big time. And all of a sudden, the wind got up and got a little rough. Time Mama got us all in the house, and we were grading tobacco, tying tobacco. Back then, you have about a grading bench, and you get a leaf, you look at it, you put it down, about pile, called grading tobacco. People don't know about that now. We'd be grading tobacco. They had a first grade, second grade, and then trash or green. That was the 4 grades best I can remember. And that's what we were doing that day. And the first thing I knew was a chicken coming across the yard, and that wind was blowing. It was pushing that chicken. The feathers all stood up on them. Back then we lived in an old farmhouse. You can see that. You could see that chicken walk between the cracks in the floors. So help me God, they ain't lying. If the kitchen table wasn't sitting on the rug, it would blow to that door. And it got rough, and my mama was very protective of all of us, and Daddy, he was kind of, you know, he wasn't as protective as Mama, and we get the work done, grade the bike, and come home from school. Back then, you know, you put that bike in a bundle about that big around, then you take a leaf and you fold that leaf and make a good tie, like you was on tie, you go around Then you push it and go in between it. That would hold it. Then you put it on a stick, and you lay that stick down and take a board, lay on that stick, stand on it, mash that back flat. And then you could lay it down, and you lay it down, and you pick, when you got ready to carry it off, you could pick it up and be about that thin. And that's what they take it off and they stack it on them tobacco baskets at the White House. And but that ain't got nothing to do with the hurricane. There's just a little bit of history here in North Carolina. The people that's been through that and seen that, I know exactly what I'm talking about. People went in there about milking cows, and plowing a mule, and stuff like that. But I've been there and did that. I'm 74 years old and work a young man to death. I can still go at my pace all day. And yes, I have some opinions. The opinion of this hurricane, I got it to sum it all up. I've been praying to God it would turn it, send it on out in the ocean, would not affect nobody. It would stall out and weaken and disintegrate. But you know, whatever it is, if you are a Christian, God will look after you. He tells you that in His Word. He'll look after you. If not, what else? If a tree falls on you today and you're a Christian, you got a whole lot better time ahead of you than you had here. I can assure you that. Anyway, getting back to the hurricane. Never fear. You know, you fear things in a different way. Yeah, I tie everything down, get ready for it, because He gave me enough sense to do that. Am I scared of it? In a way, but not really. Because I'm going to prepare and do the best I can, and I'm going to put it in God's hands. No, this is about the hurricane. I ain't trying to preach to nobody, but that's the way I feel. He's asking for my opinion the way I feel, and that's the way I've taught him. He hang out with me. We're going to do the best we can together. And I thank God for him every day because he's a good kid. And we're going to do the best we can in this hurricane. My family, all my grandbabies, sons and daughters, whatever happens, we're going to pull together. We're all going to stick together. And we're going to go help each other till everything's cleaned up and everything's finished. And we'll be back to normal, best we can. We're not going to leave we are not for one and then I get mine done because I ain't got much damage and forsaken the other ones. That ain't the way it works in this family. We're going to stick together till everybody is finished. Then we're going to sit down and eat together. Thank God for what He done for us. And that's the way it is with our family. But yes, this hurricane could be the worst thing that ever happened in North Carolina. 40 inches of rain, what a devastation it would be. But God tells us this stuff is going to happen. And He says this, in a lot of times it'll be great catastrophes and problems and wars and rumors of wars and all that. So we're going to leave it right there. We're going to get back to something we like to talk about. North Carolina. Taxes. Hey, listen to me. You got that thing cut off?
Yeah, I do. It's off.
I'm going to let him go.
It's off.
I was fixing to have him kiss my ass. Corrupt. Lying. Stealing. Corrupt administrations ever been in history. And nothing ever happens to them. We watch TV at nighttime hoping, why don't somebody see what's going on, all these crooks in the world. And I can't imagine how they can get by with what they get by with you. Let it happen to you and see what, let you get up there and it happen to you and see how long you last. And you know, rich people can owe the Internal Revenue all they want to. Poor people have to pay theirs or go to jail. Rich people can just say, you know, I ain't gonna pay you. Who I'm preferred to is people like Charlie Rangel, Al Sharpton, and them people. They're scared to They're skipping out. They're so important. You better not mess with them. They better be glad I ain't the collector. You pay it or go to jail. Because you know they got it. The man ain't got it. And he trying to pay it. I'm going to work with him.
Yes, sir.
But I ain't going to work with a crook.
Well, Papa, your next question for the day is about politics. What are your thoughts on overall you cannot avoid two things in life. One is death and two is taxes. And
Ain't that the truth?
what are your
Death
thoughts?
and taxes is going to happen.
What are your thoughts on taxes overall?
And boy, let me tell you something. Taxes.
I hate taxes.
I just feel like we don't get them for our money. I feel like I don't like to see my money go nowhere that they don't audit them people and see what they're doing with it. People have a way, people get carried away over money.
They do.
They think it's theirs once they start touching it.
Yes, sir.
You don't believe it? Check up on them. If they get to touch it, they think it's theirs.
That's right.
If people like that YouTube land wondering what I'm doing, I'm sharpening the blade on this chainsaw because I ain't got the money to buy one. And if I had the money to buy one, I still sharpen this chain and use it till it wears out.
You want to show them how?
But I do really, I could buy one if I wanted to. But I got to take a whole lot more pride in sharpening it with a $2 file than I had buy $10 or $15, whatever they cost right now.
And Papa,
And other people come in and ask me to sharpen theirs too.
he has a Husqvarna chainsaw. And Papa, you can show, or I'll show them, your Husqvarna chainsaw. What am I looking at? And Papa, what are your tips on surviving off the land? You are a southern boy.
I told my wife today, she was doing something. She was moving the plants, and they heard me, Arthur.
Yeah, they hear you.
They were moving the plants and putting up the plants and putting them in the gazebo and going through all that stuff. When I got my fishing reels, I said, God, I don't want nothing to happen to these. These are too important. I said, as long as I got gun shields and these fishing boils, we're going to eat. And that's for a fact. If a man can't take care of his family, he ain't much of a man in my book.
And this is what Papa is doing right now as he is doing his radio show. And I'm going to put this back. And Papa, your next question for the day is, well, we got a documentary coming out, and how you feel about that? Your own documentary.
As long as it's true to the fact, that's fine with me.
The Story of a Southern Boy is the name of this documentary. Let me make sure this is all set up right. There we go. The Story of a Southern Boy.
Throwback story of a Southern boy. When I grew up, we worked a certain time of year. We didn't have much time for play. Long biker season come along, we had to go. I mean, my daddy didn't play. It was all about getting the work done. So we would go in the biker,
Tie it back.
work all day in the biker, and that was it. That was, I had a brother named David, and my older brother, he had stopped farming and moved. He hadn't moved to town, but he had him a town job because he was trying to get out of the biker prime and stuff, and I don't blame him. I wanted to get out of it too. And anyway, we would you get up in the morning, and you take a barn of biker out, put it in the pack out. You pack all that biker in the back as you cured it out. First of all, let me start at the beginning. First of all, you get up in the morning and you go prime the biker. You put it hanging in a barn, cure it. And cure it out. Then you take it, open the doors up, let the dampness bring it in order, put some moisture in it so it was pliable. And then that would be it. Then you take it out of the barn when it got a little pliable and put it in the pack house. Pack house was the place you keep it until the season was over. When the season was over and all the tobacco was in the barn and cured out, and by that time the squirrels would be in the hickory trees. And being a southern boy, that was all right with me, because I get up in the morning, go out daylight, go to hickory trees and sit down, and be there just crack a day. Most of the time, before the time I got there, them squirrels would be in that tree raining hickory nuts down on the ground. I sat there 15 or 20 minutes, then one would finally show itself. I take that 22 rifle and pop it, pow! He hit the ground. I wouldn't go over there and pick him up. Just a few minutes, they go back to cutting them acorns. I kill 3 or 4. That evening, I go to another hickory tree, and sometimes kill 2, 3, 4. Next morning, what'd you have for breakfast? Squirrel and gravy. You know that it wasn't in fact that we couldn't have had bacon, some ham and eggs or something like that, or ham and biscuit. We liked them squirrels and gravy. That was something different, and that was it. You know, that was some good eating for us.
It was. So anyway, Papa, your next question for today, we're going to move on from this and we're going to talk about hunting season is moving along the year. And Papa, what are your thoughts on this, on hunting season of 2018?
Well, I got a young dog I'm going to be hunting called Gertie. I hunted Booger Man last year, and he's solid as a dollar. He's a great big old cur dog, not great big, he's about 45 pounds. Stands up on the tree, looks like $1 million. He's brindle, black brindle, and he is a squirrel dog. And I got a little female I like a lot. Her name is Baby. She's been with me 5 years. And Baby's kind of special to me. And I don't really like male dogs, but I like females. You know, Booger Man is a nice dog. I kept him because he was off of a dog. When I raised the puppies, I kept him because he was off of a dog named PJ, which I got. She was a nice dog. PJ was. And all her puppies, I don't care, all her puppies were barn burners. And I kept old PJ for a long time. She died at my house. She was a nice, nice dog. And I never hunted PJ in competition, but I hunted all her brothers and sisters and stuff in competition. But PJ would win anywhere in the world. She was bad. She wasn't going to tree with your dog if you dog's tree. She will be over yonder on a tree herself and have her own squirrel by herself. That's the type of dog she was. I have killed I've been in the mornings to kill 17 squirrels one morning with them. And one day, me and a guy named Danny Thornton, which was my first cousin, he's dead and gone. He had pancreatic cancer. His last dog was named Blue. Blue and PJ were the death of 35 squirrels in one afternoon. And we shot 2 or 3 out that hit the ground and crawled in a hole. So we figured there were about 40 squirrels killed shot out that day that they treed. And they treed some of them that got away from us. But we were hunting in a fox pen where they fed the foxes and stuff, and them squirrels were in there like gangbusters, and we had a bang. Me, Danny Thornton, Steve Bissett, and his daddy, Brooks. Brooks quit hunting and started cleaning. When he got through cleaning them squirrels, when we finished hunting, we helped him finish cleaning them up. It was a 5-gallon bucket full of squirrels. When it all nice, I guess it's over, might have been over 5 gallons. To the top was squirrels, clean squirrels. Yeah, we done killed, and he took them home and gave them to one of his friends that liked squirrels. And that was the way it went. We I don't eat a lot of squirrels, but I do. My wife had taken about 6 or 7, cook them, put them in a pressure cooker, steam them, take the meat off the bones, and make squirrel salad. And if we let the young'uns and the grand young'uns know it, we can't even keep them out for ourselves. They know what's good. Everything that ain't good, people say, well, ain't good. I said, I wouldn't eat that for nothing in the world. I grew up, whatever we had, we ate, because we didn't have a whole lot. And my uncle, he was old school. He killed a coon. He cooked that coon. He take a possum. He kept possums on hand in cages all the time. He'd feed them out. Possum, some of the best meat I've eaten in my life. It's more like pork than anything you ever seen. And I've eaten possum at wildlife suppers too. But people say, I wouldn't eat him. But they eat a chicken. A chicken ain't nothing but a walking buzzard. A yard chicken to do anything in the world. Reason people think when we were coming along, there wasn't no chicken house chickens. We even did it with buy. Used to have this thing on TV where you could buy 100 biddies, and they come in the mailbox. The mailman would bring them. There'd be a few of them dead when they got here, but most of them were roosters. He let all the hens go, and when they got up to a certain age, he killed them roosters. And he ordered them about twice a year in the spring. He'd order 100 in the middle way to summer when them others get up about big enough to kill. And when we go feed something else, we throw a little corn out there for the chickens. But outside that, they eat grasshoppers, whatever they can find, ticks, whatever ticks in the yard now. And we had chickens, and I bet my daddy had 150 or 200 guinea hens. There wasn't no such thing for getting a tick off of a young'un back then. Them chickens go out there, poop, that tick was gone. And the people that watch this and watch Arthur's stuff, some of the older people will tell you when they'll look at this, that's just the way it was. I can remember hog killing time come, be tubs and tubs and tubs of meat. Had a wash pot sat there, and we'd be drying the lard and stuff like that. And now we got vegetable oil. Back then we had
pure lard.
Pure lard.
I know.
And my granddad was old, but he lived to be 90-some years old. Eating
pure lard.
And if he had been smoking cigars all them years, he smoked cigars from the day I saw him, remember seeing him to the day he died. Cigars. I was trying to think of the name of it. Newcomers. That's what it was. Newcomer cigars. Me and my brother stole one time. We were gonna smoke it. I thought I was near death when we got through smoking that cigar. Me and him laid down there in the wheat field. We went out in the wheat field because the wheat was tall. We laid out in that wheat field, and out the world was going round and round. I was holding on to the wheat stalks. No, it won't never no more no cigar for me. But we done a lot of things back then that people wouldn't do this day and time. But we had a lot of fun. We worked hard. We played hard. We dam up the creek. What was back then was a big branch. We'd dam it up, make us a swimming hole. We'd go down there and get in that thing and cool off. It was hot, and that old water would be running over them sandbags, and it was lay your head back in there. It was so cold. It'd be 100 degrees out there. Heat out in that back of patch. Look down across that back of patch when you stand to get a breath of air. You can see the waves of that heat. But we were tough back then. But bend your head back down, keep priming. We took and stopped about, how it worked out, 10, 15 minutes to 12. we knock off, go to the house, and Mom and them prepare dinner, and we go right back. 1:30, we'd be back in that field, and then the dark. We always called it dark 30. Say, what time you gonna be through preaching? We go so and so and so. I said, dark 30. My daddy, we're gonna work the dark 30. And it wasn't when we wanted to quit. When he said quit. And we didn't give no back talk either.
Yeah, yes sir or no sir.
Yes sir, no sir, and that was it. And I got all them on that side, now I gotta do the other side.
And Papa, to close out, or you want to keep on going?
I want to keep on going. I got something I want to talk about. I watch the news here, but every night I watch Sean Hannity and Laura Ingalls say about those two out on there. We in a bad world right now. When all them people done all the stuff and broke all the laws they broke, and they're still looking to bring Trump down, and that we don't do something, the Democrats going to take over the world and impeach that man for no good reason. If we let that happen, we a bunch of poor people. We deserve what we get from them. I can't believe FBI's got to be the crookedest organization there's ever been. And what's the other?
The Department of Justice.
Department of Justice.
DOJ.
Jeff Sessions. If he's what he claims to be, why ain't he got up there and brought charges and indicted and put these people in jail? Yeah, I see. You got to curb them to jail before they can be out on bail. And we need to, this world. We got to do something. We cannot not let justice not be served. If we let it be served yet, it'll come down. The justice will be like this. How big a gun you got? What's used to have any kind of justice? It'll be the way of the gun again. Like the old Western, way of the 6 gun. We had law in this country one time. We don't have no law no more. If you had law in this country, all them people done all that corruption up there, and people like Nancy Pelosi and all them, and trying to. And they impeach him, the black lady. I can't think of her name.
Maxine Waters.
Maxine Waters up there always. Old Chucky Schumer and stuff like that. I just don't understand how they get by with what they do. I couldn't get by with that. They wouldn't let me get by with it.
And here's another question for you, Papa Sam. On NBC on Thursday night and Sunday night football, a commercial Nike aired with Colin Kaepernick said, do something you believe in, even if it costs everything. And Papa, what are your thoughts on that?
He can do anything he wants to do. He kneeled, right?
That's the man.
He's the one that started.
The originator.
He's the originator. The reason he lost his job because he won't no count. He couldn't play good no more. And it's because he had to sit on the bench. He wants to pout. People been cut all their life. But he's the only one got there and cried like a little whimpering baby with his Nike tennis shoes on. I had bought Nikes when I was a young man. But I ain't got nothing for Nike, nothing.
Now Papa's a bootsman. Wherever he sees on the newspaper, he gets it.
Cabela's. I get my shoes from Cabela's. Waterproof. Gore-Tex. That's the way to go. My feet don't get wet.
There's a rumor out in the fishing community that Papa Sam has beaten Uncle Chris before. And Papa, did you beat Uncle Chris yesterday?
He don't think so, but I think I caught one more fish than he did. The jacks don't count, right?
Jackfish don't
Jack
count.
that fish don't. And that and what's them other suckers we catch?
Bowfins.
Bowfins don't count.
It's either a bass or a crappie, or a brim, or a sunfish, anything like that. It's edible.
Chris, now I'm a crappie fisherman. Chris don't want to play with me crappies.
You're a bass fisherman, though. I'm Chris, a bass fisherman. You're a crappie fisherman. Do you want to try crappie fishing one time?
Yeah, we will later on when it gets a little cooler. Crappie's a cool weather fish. He bites good in the winter time.
Your next question for the day, Papa Sam, on fishing is, after this hurricane, I heard that 2 weeks we're going east. And Papa, are you going to be the beast of the east?
I feel like I can hold my own. I did yesterday.
Papa Sam and Uncle Chris went catfishing. I wasn't able to go, but they didn't. But when they went catfishing, they also went bass fishing, and Papa believes he caught more than Uncle Chris, and it's vice versa. So there's only one way I know how to sell that.
Let's go back up there.
2 weeks from now, it's gonna be Uncle Chris versus Papa Sam, the 10th edition. And Papa, will you beat Uncle Chris this time?
I want the belt.
And what are you gonna do with the belt after you win it?
Retire. Papa Sam ain't the fishing Uncle Chris. Papa Sam can talk smack to him, but Sam can't hold a light to Chris.
He can't hold a light.
But I have beat him, you know. It can't be his day every day.
I know, every day.
I have caught 3 fish before he caught one.
That has happened.
And I hope he catches a fish.
Next time you catch 3, and you get the front of the boat, leave.
Right, I'm gonna quit.
There you go, we're going home.
Yeah, we're going to the house.
I'm going.
I ain't gonna play no more.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, fellas, I can give you one some advice. I don't know what this world's coming to, but it ain't good.
No.
Whenever you just think of what's going on in Benghazi, the gun deal with Eric Holden, Benghazi, selling our uranium, that deal's still on the cooker. Hillary and Comey letting her go, that's still on the cooker. Bringing this dossier on Chris and all of them crooks up there have got in on that thing, that's still on the cooker.
All from the Democrat Party.
And yet, if I was a Democrat, I could not vote for him. If you like justice in this world, you're going to have to get out and vote for somebody that's going to do something about this. I don't care who you are. A poor man's got just as much justice. He deserves his equal justice under the law as the richest man in the world. In other words, it's always been you can buy yourself out of anything if you got the money. And I begin to believe it.
And Papa, before we get back into politics, we gotta have a special thank you. The Papa Sam Radio Show hit a milestone about a week or 2 weeks ago. The Papa Sam Radio Show has hit over 1,500 subscribers. And Papa, are there any thank yous you want to make to anybody, or tell the fans thank you? Is there anything you want to say about 1,500 subscribers?
If anybody listens, and we evidently do at least 1,500 people look at it, and if they think if we do something to rub you wrong, we don't mean to rub nobody wrong. It's our opinion. You got a right to your opinion. Your opinion matters just as much as President Trump's, Obama. Your opinion is yours just as much as theirs. They might tell you it don't. He's the president, or he's this, that, or other. But you are just as good. Shouldn't be no difference in the way you feel. One person's just as good as another in this world. United States of America is the greatest country in the world. But we've let it run down. We've let our school systems get up there and corrupt a lot of our people.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is, but I know one thing. Our colleges, some of them are government funded. And they ain't allowed to have conservative speech on in college. You know what I do? No more money, buddy.
Speaking of politics, what do you think of Obama's comeback?
That's all we need. His comeback. That's all we need. Him to be in charge of something. Hey, if he gets in charge of anything else, we won't never get over it.
I know.
You know the reason Obama hates Trump so bad?
Because he's done it.
Because he made him look so bad.
That's it.
Because he got up and said 1.5%, 2% growth was the new normal.
And the other thing Trump did that he...
You know what I hate about people? They get up there and tell me what I need to think. They want you to... Trump is the only man that's ever been up there and said he was going to do what he did, and we voted for him, and he's doing it.
That's it.
What we got to cry about? We voted for him, and he's doing it.
Yes.
Guess what? I'm going to vote for him again, and I'm going to get everybody I can to vote for him.
There's also going to be another man.
If you don't vote in this family for Trump, we throw you out.
That's right. There's a new man. I'm starting a campaign. It says Papa Sam for 2020.
I wouldn't last a week.
Papa Sam 2020, and vote for him. And everybody who's watching this, Papa, anything you want to say about politics, about Obama's comeback?
I ain't got nothing to say about him. I didn't like him when he was the first time, and I don't like him now.
That's right.
So I wish him no harm.
I don't wish him any harm either. Speaking of which, Papa, so if we go catfishing, I got all the rules ready.
Have you?
The rules are based off of style points. If you are able to get a catfish in the boat with using one hand, you are awarded 30 points.
I've done that 1,000 times.
If you pick up a catfish by both hands, that's 15 points. But if you ask another man to get your catfish, that is a subtraction of your point. It's based off of style points. You gotta have posters for the Papa Sam radio show. And everybody who's out there, submit your ideas for Papa Sam t-shirts and Papa Sam merchandise. What do you want us to make? Or fan art. We don't mind that. And Papa, you want to close this radio show out? One last question for the day.
Yeah, I do it.
One last question for the day, Papa Sam, is all in all, how do you think Hurricane Florence plays out?
Well, I hope everybody will be safe and heed to the warnings they give you, and get on out of the way of the storms you can. Tie everything down so you won't have flying objects that blow all over everything and hurt other people's property and yours too. But heed the warning. Be prepared. Be prepared. And just pray to God He'll turn this thing away from us and send it out in the ocean. I don't want Him to send it to nobody else and hurt them. But just do that, and everything will be all right. And I wish all of y'all the best, and that's about all I got to say.
That is it for the Papa Sam radio show. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And we are signing off. Papa Sam radio show, 4 years running now. Bye, everyone. Cut.
Cut.
This is on the board with a huge fish on for the day.
Well, that thing is 90 miles an hour, he crushed it. Woo,